What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more hardcore, and we're back with a tune from the Gabberhead picture disc, which came out late last year in October of 2021. Mentioned it in a couple other videos. I did react to, I think, all four of these tunes on my old channel, but I do want to go back through and, you know, as I keep mentioning with a lot of like techno and hardcore tunes, my old videos got compressed when I had to get them from my old channel on YouTube, so the audio isn't quite as good as it should be. You know, there's some reactions that they happen just so kind of right in the moment that I'm just going to upload them because I feel like, you know, I don't want to have to redo them and, you know, try to somehow like recreate the same reaction. But there's some that the tune is just so good that it deserves to be redone. I think all four of them on this record are of that quality. I did want to mention, as far as I know, this label, which goes back to the 90s, has been run, and I think it says right on the front, right? Yeah, hardcore since 96, real hardcore since 1996. I think it's run by two brothers, if I'm not mistaken, who produce under the name Gabberhead. But we're going to listen to a tune by DJ Arjuna, a hardcore artist I've been listening to for a long time. I want to say at least since the early 2000s. And again, maybe before that. I don't quite remember the first tune I heard by him, but in recent years, once I sort of really got back into hardcore and tried to, you know, make my hardcore vinyl collection a legitimate thing rather than just kind of a very small, like, sparing subcategory, in the last few years, I have gotten multiple releases that he's a part of. I have this EP that he did on Cenobite, which is called Share the Power. Shout out to that release, shout out to Arjuna, but also shout out to Cenobite Records, one of my very favorites of all time. And then he was part of a duo called Fiasco Project that so far has put out one record on a label from the Netherlands called Unrevealed. And I think that's him and another Dutch hardcore DJ slash producer called Frantic Freak, who I don't know as much about, but yeah, bottom line, this tune is by Arjuna and the Control. I believe the guy is named Jens. I think he also goes back to the early to mid 90s, but I think there was sort of a, you know, like some other artists, I noticed, you know, Wicked Triple X, there was sort of a period in the 2000s where he seemingly wasn't producing, and then he's come back to do that in more recent years, to great success, I might add. And I think it's the same thing with the Control. I think there was a period where he wasn't producing anymore, but in recent years, I think since at least 2017, if not a little bit earlier, he started producing tunes again. So this is a tune that the Control, which I remember reading on Discogs, the story of the name. Apparently he had some project like get deleted because he hadn't saved it in a while or something, and it was like crazy, like frustrating, so he was smashing the keyboard and the control button like flew off, and that was sort of like, well, you got to call yourself the Control now. So I think that's where that comes from. But this is a tune they did on the Gabberhead picture disc from 2021 called The Bigger They Come. So here we go. This is Arjuna and the Control, The Bigger They Come. And if you know the first part of that phrase, you probably know the second part. And if you didn't, now you do. No one, not even Goliath, is invincible. And nothing lasts forever. The classic Gabber kick baseline combo. I love that kick roll leading into the bar change. Already a wicked, frantic, tension-filled synth line. This acid gurgling back there is sort of like, it's in a support role right now. The two layers, that really dissonant that synth line, but then also that really squelchy lead. Again, dissonance, it's got to be done right, but this is delightful. It's like sci-fi dystopia in hardcore form. Hear that? Like the voice and the wow, 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 wow. They're like doubling each other, right? Another haunted tune, haunted hardcore industrial wasteland. Dark black haze over the track. Kick bills. It's just wicked hardcore. That classic bass kick combo. Got like a minute and a half. I forgot we had like another articulation. Clearly. Felt like the end right here. You can just hear that. You just hear it creeping back in as it was building there. Filthy outro. Stripped down hard as hell. Like a banshee scream. Sort of electrically unwinding. Brilliant. I'm trying to remember. I think they've done another tune together, or at least I saw another control tune after, or the control tune after I got this record. I'm blanking on what that is now. If I remember, I'll write it in a comment and pin it below. But let me know what you think. As I mentioned, I reacted to all these tunes on my original channel, but I like to go back through them all again. They deserve to be heard at the best sound quality, the way I do these videos, rather than a sort of like compressed version, which I don't understand how or why YouTube did that. When I uploaded my old videos, they were the same thing I'm doing now. It took me a while to get the sound levels right and whatnot, but at the end of the day, when I went to re-download them, it was so weird because both the video and the audio had been diminished, and it was just like, wait, so you host them at the full quality that I put them up on, or I uploaded them with, but like your actual storage of the file is like this like neutered version of it. I really don't understand how that works, but nevertheless, as I said, there's some tunes that are so good that we'll have to go back and redo them. So I'm going to do that to all 4 on this release. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening and watching. I do appreciate it. Have a good day, have a good night, and I will see you next time. Peace.